and welcome to the Easily Excitable podcast. My name is Topham, and this week I'm going to be talking about John Peel, who was a radio presenter from the 60s all the way up to 2004 when he unfortunately passed away from a heart attack. He's definitely had one of the largest impacts on British music, but in the general scheme of music history, his influence is like completely undeniable. So when he started on the radio, on British radio, on BBC Radio 1, they were only allowed to play 5 hours of recorded music a day, which when you're running a radio station for many hours a day is very limited. But what they would do in those days was they would have an orchestra and a cover band who were proficient musicians who would then recreate the songs that they were that were like popular at the time. And the major record labels would control the music. They would essentially pay to get their music on the radio at those times, leaving no way for like new bands and unsigned artists to really get a foot in the door, so to speak, to get some airtime. What John Peel did was he essentially said, yeah, I'll play your music, but come down, record 4 songs, and they'll put them on, because they hadn't been recorded and produced by the record label, so they weren't falling under that, and they weren't like really just they weren't being played by the cover band. They were played by the actual band themselves. And so what came out of that is from, I don't know when it was that he started, I want to say it was in the 70s he started, all the way up to like the end of 2004, because they had like sessions planned and recorded, was they would get these 4 tracks recorded from like a variety of different artists, like some that were up and coming, and so there's this collection of like I think it's about 2,000 sessions of 4 tracks from so many different bands that crossed so many genres as well. So he would do a thing annually as well where he would be like, yeah, these are the 50 best things that I've heard, but it would be all like the community of people listening to him would have heard. And so they'd collate this list and vote on it as to determine who the like most popular of the year was. But as he was championing like electronic music at one time in his career, no one picked up on the electronic music and voted for mostly rock music that he was like presenting throughout the year, which led to him to like retire that for a year or so. But like he would champion pop music, rock music, electronic music, and like he was like a massive proponent in like getting bands like Napalm Death and Carcass, like these sessions where they would be like really presenting their music to the masses, when they're really quite caustic music styles that people find hard to listen to. But yeah, like the fact that he did this, like it was in 1988 when like the limits on the airplay time for records actually like were fully expired. And then after 1988, you could play as much music you wanted throughout a day, which then led to, I guess, like some delimitations, like removing the limitations that they had on playlists and stuff like that. Still, the record companies and radio stations at the moment still have like their A tier, B tier, and C tier lists, so they have to play certain amounts of A tier songs, then B tier songs, then the C tier songs. And it's up to the, I don't know, DJs for the hour or 2 hours or however long their block is to choose what of those things they're going to be playing. And sorry, I really like radio, which is not really surprising to anyone. I like listening to people talk, and I like talking, and I like listening to music, and I like telling people to listen to music as well. So, radio is like the thing that I grew up with. And yeah, John Peel, like he discovered, not necessarily discovered a bunch of bands, but promoted a bunch of bands and said, "Here, listen to these ones, listen to these bands." And one thing I want to say is, like, one thing about him that was so defined in, like, whenever you heard about him, like the song "Teenage Kicks" by the Undertones, so like a punk song, was his favorite, like easily his favorite song. And like there's a quote that says, "There's nothing you could add to it or subtract it that would improve it." And like it's completely understandable. The song's a fantastic song. Maybe not my favorite song, but like he's not wrong in his assessment of the fact that there's nothing you could add to it or subtract from it that would improve it. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. I definitely tried listening to his stuff when in like 2003 and 2004, especially as like I was going to Glastonbury in 2004, and I saw the Killers on the new band stage, which posthumously was renamed from 2005 onwards to the John Peel stage. And yeah, saw the Killers on the new band stage at the time, and they were gathering popularity at that time. But yeah, his influence on British music is, or just music in general, is just massive, and he's someone that I've like looked up to. Yeah, in these 4-track sessions, I'm kind of on the verge of just being like, let me try and hunt as many of these down as I can, because yeah, him just offering these bands 4 tracks for them to show off what they can do, it is just sounds great. They'd like get a day to re-record 4 songs that they've already like put out in the world. So all in all, just yeah, John Peel is just such I don't know, he's just such a influential person in music. And my dad certainly like rated his career and just everything he was doing. So like some of that's bled over as well. So yeah, I'm just like still in awe, and like this is one of the things I was just like, okay, I'm gonna research this and check it out and see what I can learn about it. And it's still like reading all the stuff through just makes me go, oh, I really want to get into radio, but like that's me all over. I just read things, catch up on things, and I'm just like, oh, it makes me really want to get into topic A or B. But yeah, thanks for listening. I've been talking about John Peel. My name is Topham, and yeah, this is the Easily Excitable podcast. You can find me across the internet at Destroy Topham or at Ether. And yeah, thanks for listening. Goodbye.